What is up, YouTube? I'm back on the video today, and the video today is going to be kind of interesting how I'm going to do this. So basically what we're going to be talking about today is how everything in spawns on shipment work, and then pretty much every spawn in this game. So to start off, we're going to capture A. If you're on shipment, always go for A if you're trying to hold down controls. So if you're trying to hold down controls, your main goal is to control the map, right? When you hold down the map, you can do spawns while you want them, and kind of like go on streaks and not have to kind of worry about like with the enemies coming up behind you and shit. So now I'm gonna capture A here, but I would recommend not capturing A unless they have A. As I just said that all wrong. GG's. We'll edit that out. No, I'm sorry. Don't capture C. I'm only doing it here because I'm by myself and I want the game to end in the custom games. But I recommend not capturing C, just capturing A, just because this spawn right here is a very itchy spawn because of that. But like, unless they have A, then I would recommend capturing this because, I mean, then you have some points on your record. So some other things, some spawns that you need to know about. There's some serious spawns on shipment. There's hundreds of spawns on shipment, but some of the major ones you're gonna be seeing are gonna be right here. Another one's gonna be right here. Another one's at back behind C. I've seen people spawn here as well. And then there's one right here and right there. So the main ideology behind this map, right? So what you want to do is know your spawns very well. And what I recommend is kind of going into custom games of like 7 bots, 6 bots, and with like 1 or 2 teammates, and kind of just see where they spawn. So like, because here's a spawn too, but like this spawn isn't really used too often. Most times someone's standing in this corner, so it's a little hard for the game to spawn someone here. But you can get spawned there. So what I recommend is if you're with a 6-man, to get a kind of an LMG situation going, I wouldn't recommend camping, but I do recommend kind of holding down this spawn trap right here. So if you have 6-man, they're all running around except for you. You could always just set up on this LMG right here and kind of have an eye of sight. Also right here is a line of sight on this position. You could actually, I'll show you guys. Hang on. You can actually, you can do this right here, which pretty much is kind of broken because you can do it like right here. There's a certain way you gotta do it. You can like get it real close, and basically you can like shoot through this wood to your left, right here. So you can shoot right through that. It's very a weird bug to get, but you can do it. Let's see if I can kill myself with this mounts already today. Nope. But yeah, basically what you want to do is control that spawn, because when controlling that spawn, right, you're gonna have complete control of the map. But it's very important to understand that there is spawns everywhere else. So don't get confused on that being the dominant spawn. It is most likely the dominant spawn. You're gonna have the best feeds there. But it's very important to control this Jeep. So there's 2 Jeeps. So for the sake of this video, we're gonna say that Jeep is A Jeep and this is C Jeep, because this is opposite of C. So A Jeep is gonna be your dominant spawn trap. But this is what I personally use when I'm going for nukes on shipment, because this is a dominant Jeep. You have, so when you're sitting here, you have access to shoot there. You can come over here, shoot there. You can jump here, and you have access to the spawner there. You can put bouncing buddies there, or even there, if they get too out of control. You can come over here and you can shoot right through B into A, opposite A spawn. And then you have right here, you can just kind of like lay down there using shotguns to kind of spray them before they get here. Now this Jeep is, for the most part, bulletproof. I mean, you can get shot like right here in this area because there's a lot of open holes. But like right here, if you lay down right here, no one's gonna shoot you through it unless it's a bug. It's happened a couple times to me, but for the most part, you're okay. And of course, you can mount up here. Honestly, I don't really recommend mounting just because you're at a disadvantage, especially if shotguns start rushing you from the right and your teammates can't take them out. because you, as you'll see here, without like that little second there could cause you to die, and of course you're stuck here. You can't hit YY or anything. You have to hit the D-pad. So it's a little bit of disadvantage. Now the only thing you have to worry about is if that person dies, then I would recommend they're most likely gonna spawn here or here. But until they spawn, I'd pull up and I would walk over here, and I kind of just sit here, because right here they have to come around the corner. So you see how, like, right here, see as we're standing right here, right? When you come right here to come around this corner, you have to come all the way around. Like, you have to come all the way. You can't just bang them right here. In order to see them, even if you're on like an angle, you're still gonna have to come around that corner. So they're gonna have a few second head start on seeing you. Now this barrel right here is kind of a frustrating situation, because this barrel, they're not shootable through, but they are. So it really depends on how good of a player you are. So good players like myself know the spots to shoot through this thing to get kills, but good players do not. So when you're sitting at this Jeep, right, all this is shootable through. Like, I mean, I've gone and shot through fucking the tires, the hood. Like, I mean, this car is terrible with hit detection. But yeah. So when you come over here, though, you kind of have a better situation. These are metal, but they are shootable through. So we're gonna do this barrel right there, right? We can shoot right through and nothing happens, right? But you can shoot through this right here, and you'll see there's shots through it. So the bottom half is all shootable through. You can shoot straight through it. And I think the reason they did this is because a lot of people use this, like, especially riot shields use this to camp with they use the riot shield and they camp like right here on A, because right here, so right around here is all A. You can capture A right here. So they'll use these shields. They think that these bottles will protect them. I mean, I've done it many times on my streams. You probably see me like come around this corner from Jeep spawn, and I'd be like, pow, 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 instantly, right? But yeah, so you can shoot through that, and as well as if you're a sniper, it's a little more frustrating. But if you're forced to hard scope anyway, I mean, that type of lobby, if they're forcing you to hard scope, I mean, they deserve it anyway. But if you can hard scope right through these little holes in the opening, you see there's one there, and there's two here, and you can get a one shot right through the crate. So that's pretty cool. Back to the spawn. So now you kind of had to know where the dominant two holding points are. Another holding point that's really honestly very underrated, and that's just holding down B. Like, my friend Gothic, he does this really well. He gets a lot of high kill ball turrets in that games with the holding down B function. Because right now, if you hold down B, you got this corner you can look out at. You got this corner. Now, these corners, you are very open, and shotguns can destroy you, but you can see here that there's two different corners. Now, what I like to do if I'm holding down B is kind of just hang out here, or hang out like off to one of these sides, and kind of just put a bounce and Betty, or throw a stun that one direction and walk the other way. Now this wall is shootable through as well, and this wall. So if you guys are trying to get some really cool feeds, I recommend you using the PTRS, because the PTRS can basically one tap through all of these walls. You can go into that wall, that wall, that wall, and actually go through even that wall. I've had a shot already that went through all those walls, through this wall, this wall, and this wall, and this wall, actually kill someone in a one-shot kill. I mean, it's common. I mean, you can get them pretty quickly, and you can actually get a lot of high kill games just by spamming through walls. Walls are very underrated. Like, this wall, and this wall, and this wall are all shootable through. Now this wall isn't. They did fix it, and this right here, this spawn trap, is no longer a thing. And these, another pro tip as well, is you can shoot right through these. I mean, these are kind of like one of those things that you're probably not going to do unless you're in a 1v1, just because you're going to have people coming from this direction, probably coming from this direction. You're not going to have time to sit here and find your target through these walls and shoot. But, I mean, it can be done. I mean, here you can see it straight through over to C. Now, if you're getting spawn trap, if you join a lobby late, I have found it easy to come back if I just kind of hold down this corner. The LMG users are going to probably poke their head out right here to try to kill you. and you can, if you're sniping, take them right out. And if you slide over here fast enough, and you know where they're gonna be, and you hard scope a little bit, you got perfect line of sight, and they're not gonna be able to kill you. I know I die a lot by that. If you're at C and you're getting spawn shot by someone on the C Jeep, then you're gonna wanna poke your head right here, because these are shootable through just like the other ones, not the top. So if you just wanna hang around this corner, you can kind of use this little peek hole as a little bit of a vantage point. I wouldn't recommend standing right here, because someone that's sniping can poke their head out right there, pre-hard scope you, and you're done. It's a little bit less reliable. So back to spawns. Now that we got kind of like all the little tricks and that on this are undertaken the way. So the spawns that I know about are here, here, there, and then you got one over here, and I even see one right here, and you got one right here, right there, and there's one on the other side of this one as well, and there, and there. There's even a spawn right there. There's a spawn that's right here. So yeah, there's all your spawns for shipment. You can have people just spawn like right here. I mean, it's like 1 in 100 games, or 100 times you'll see that spawn happen, but it can happen. And the main reason these are the spawns, they designed it for one specific reason, that's not to get spawn trap, but I mean, it can happen already. I mean, it's very common to get spawn trapped on this map. I mean, back in COD 4, MWR, Modern Warfare, this game, I mean, it's all pretty easy to spawn trap on this game map. But that's the main spawn points of this map. I would recommend, if your aim isn't good, and how to tell if your aim is good, alright? Basically, to me, it's just, if you're able to control the gun's recoil, if you're able to see that your gun's not going all over the place, then your recoil controlling and your aim is probably decent, because I don't want to go saying that it's about missing shots, because it's not about missing shots. I mean, the whole ideology that you're not a pro player or you're not good at the game because you miss shots is wrong, because no one that misses shots is bad at the game. They need to practice more and more. Like, I miss hundreds of shots. I mean, I probably miss more shots than I probably hit, but the shots I do hit are always good. But yeah, so I mean, it's kind of one of those things where if you control your gun, then you're fine. The best way I would tell you, if you can control your gun and you hit your shots, then I would probably recommend playing with either an LMG, the Lewis, like I'm using right now, or I would run maybe a PPSH, and kind of go slow. Don't be. I said this on someone on stream yesterday. Don't be a camper, but don't be a chicken with their head cut off. Don't go crazy, but don't go too crazy. You know, you have to be in the middle. You have to be in the middle ground. Because this map is gonna play a little bit slower at the beginning, but towards the end is going to pick up and go extremely crazy, especially if you play from start to finish in the match. So you'll take notice in the beginning of the match, everything's kind of a stalemate, right? Because everyone's trying to fight for the B. But the minute someone gets B, it can turn rapidly, because I mean, if it's enemies take B, then if they have C and B, then their spawns can be in here, so they're closer. They can keep rushing you a lot quicker. But if they don't, if it was us capturing B, they're gonna spawn back here. So we're just shooting them gonna be a little harder, because they're most likely gonna sit inside this crate or behind this or in this middle area. So LMG spawn choppers are not gonna be able to hit them, or back here where it's gonna be a little bit harder to hit them. So you have all these little counter things that are happening, right? So what you're gonna do is be slow. Don't, like, when you're up on the map, don't go like straight through. Kind of go like this. Check your corners a little bit. Kind of be hesitant around corners. Give that little, and you see that every time I come around a corner, I'm giving a little bit of a pre-aim. Just because that way I have this few second advantage of just knowing where my reticle is. But yeah, so have that little bit of few second pre-aim downside speed, as you could say. For playing shipment, I wouldn't recommend running a sniper if you're not really skilled at sniping, because the problem with snipers is they're very touchy. Like, some snipers are really good. Like Kar 98, you'll probably be okay with, to be honest. But then there's a fucking lever action or something. If you're not good at sniping, you're gonna struggle a little bit with it. So yeah, Pistol, definitely on the PO8 or an RPG. I would recommend PO8, especially if you're going for nukes, just because that PO8 can come in clutch, especially in nuke streaks, especially if you're not running Forge. But yeah, that is the shipment tips I have. This is episode 1 of Tips and Tricks with Codbo. I'm not really sure if that's going to be a title or not. I'm not too sure. But I have some other maps in the ideology coming up, and some other pro tips coming in the future. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Until your next one, it's been your boy. And I hope y'all